Hello and welcome to Theatre Reviews with Paul Seven. I'm here at the Almeida Theatre in London and I've been invited to a wedding. Anybody got a mirror? It may seem we've arrived at a wedding, but it's clear there's something else going on. The posters telling us this play is a lie. The massive Pledge of Allegiance in the foyer. The smaller poster warning against subversion. Even as you sip your excellent coffee from the Almeida bar, you realise that you are meant to be in some kind of authoritarian state. This is going to be one of those evenings when you are part of the play. And this is a new play by Sam Holcroft that explores state censorship and the state of theatrical writing. Is it a clever, funny, gripping satire? Or is it boring and simplistic, as some outlier critics have suggested? And if you're there for Jonny Lee Miller, or maybe Micheal Ward, how do they perform the plays within a play within a play? Keep watching, and I'll tell you the story of my evening at the Almeida, uncensored.
And there is no lead. Please ensure all electronic devices are switched off during the ceremony.
Inside the auditorium, a wedding is taking place. Except it isn't. That's just a cover to fool the authorities. We're really here to watch an unlicensed play about censorship, at some danger not only to the actors, but to ourselves. OK, this isn't Britain, but it easily could be. We've experienced a lot of censorship in this country over the years, and censorship comes in many forms. Self-censorship under pressure from mobs or powerful people being the most pernicious. The play, the illegal play, begins with a government censor, Mr. Chellick, interviewing a new young playwright, Adam. Those who have come to the show primarily to see Jonny Lee Miller will not be disappointed. The star of the film Trainspotting, the TV series Elementary, and theatre such as the National's Frankenstein, commands the stage. His leather gloves, his stiff stance, his snake-like smile, his clipped way of speaking, even his moments of vulnerability and self-delusion give him a sinister air, no matter how charming he appears to be. It's really quite hard to take your eyes off him, which is a shame, because Micheal Ward from TV's Top Boy, who plays Adam, is tremendous in his stage debut. His character's sincerity and naivety are perfectly pitched so that his puzzlement at the criticism levelled at his writing and his eagerness to please, even as he inadvertently produces ever more provocative work, is always believable. What has attracted Chellick to Adam's first play is that he can write dialogue that sounds true. The problem is the subject matter is unacceptable. A prostitute and a client, a man masturbating, and much more expose the failings of the country. It turns out that Adam has the ability to remember perfectly what people say, and that his work is in effect transcripts of conversations he's heard through the walls of his flat, which is why his play is true to life. Things get decidedly more complicated and funnier when he returns with a new effort, which is a transcript of his first meeting with Chellick. Why is this controversial? Because by holding up a mirror to Chellick, the government minister sees his own behaviour as a censor exposed. The theme of the play, that is both the play within the play and the overall play, is that art should be a mirror to us, to life and to society. Now, this is an entertaining satire, so I'm sure Sam Holcroft doesn't mean us to take literally that art is better when it offers verbatim dialogue, but the point is, the best art tells a truth, whereas the Ministry of Culture wants it to tell a lie, to offer heroic tales with happy endings that glorify the motherland. Chellick takes his new assistant, May, under his wing. He attempts to educate her about the power of art, and one of the tragedies of this story is that the censor is only too well aware of its power, which is why, of course, it needs to be censored. He introduces her to Shakespeare, particularly Romeo and Juliet, which has been banned because of the downbeat ending. One of the joys of this production is the performance of Tanya Reynolds as May, in which she blossoms before our eyes from a nervous newcomer worried to express an opinion, albeit aware that the little and officially approved theatre she has seen doesn't ring true, and of course trying to manage her boss coming on to her, then growing in confidence as she gets to know these great plays. She also gets some of the funniest lines, as when the thing she likes about most about one officially approved play is the trees. The best moments are when the characters do readings from plays, usually badly, with May the most stilted of all. It's a hilarious parody of theatre. There are two versions of a real wartime event set alongside one another. One, a heroic fairy tale by an official playwright, Bax, Chelik's star protege, and the other, raw and truthful, by Adam. Now, it could be argued that Sam Holcroft presents her arguments against censorship too simplistically. After all, much great art has been produced in censorious times. Coward, Shaw, Rattigan, even Joe Orton had to submit to the blue pencil of the Lord Chamberlain before 1968, and many classic films of the 40s were made under the Hays Code. But her writing and Jeremy Herrin's direction keep the satire moving at such a pace that it really doesn't give you time to question the details too closely. The state-sponsored playwright Bax is a wreck who cannot come to terms with his compromises. Geoffrey Streatfeild gives his character the right mix of arrogance and self-loathing. There are various interruptions because police are apparently in the vicinity, during which the cover story of the wedding resumes. Interestingly, perhaps, we, the audience, go along with all this, perhaps suggesting that the unifying experience of theatre can work both for as well as against conformity. I won't go any further in describing the story because it ends with a major twist, albeit one that makes perfect sense when you review what you've seen. Instead, let me describe Max Jones' set. As I said, it begins with a wedding. The audience is on three sides, and that basic setting remains throughout. The raised stage features a cake on a table. This is cleared to be replaced by a desk and chairs. Further back is a half-curtained area, indicating a backstage, but also suggesting, to me anyway, the kind of curtain that concealed the reality of the Wizard of Oz. Nick Powell's music, played by cellist Miriam Wakeling, is a constant addition to the tense atmosphere. And tense is the word I would return to again and again in Jeremy Herrin's production of Sam Holcroft's funny new exploration of the importance of art and the many ways, crude and subtle, in which it can be censored. Thank goodness for the Almeida Theatre and its artistic director Rupert Gould for continuing to stage courageous new work. I give A Mirror 4 stars. I hope you enjoyed this review and found it useful. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe to this channel so that you'll be the first to know about my future reviews. You can read my reviews at Theatre.Reviews, and you can follow me on Threads, Mastodon, X, Instagram and Facebook. Thank you for watching.